boxed in here, yeah.
มันติงยาเอาจะมาเอา
How does he win though?
วิทเฉยเลย
Now they respond. They know it's going towards A. You can see them trying to and get towards the site. And, oh, one on the other side. Who comes out top in second?
แย่ละ
They're pushing.
The smoke.
There's 2 players. Tens stands tall, gets 2. Oh, Sentinels playing out of their minds here.
Things kicked off here on Lotus. Apex gonna make some progress towards A here. Zelsis, I'm not even sure actually if you got some information there, but backs away at the right time.
มีคนแอบลง
Smoke
เริ่ม
coming
แล้ว
through.
ติดตามผมมาละ
We'll confirm some presence behind this. Apex just shift walking up.
แล้วเดินคอนแทคไวครับ
Now, unfortunately for Zelsis, he does have John Q taking the advice. Something is on the site.
ตามติงหลุดเข้ามาคนเดียวเอ้าเซอร์ซิสเตะได้
Zelsis
แย่ละ
where he left off. That classic looks good in his hands.
อุ้ย
Sassy in support.
เอาไม่จับ
Divide the last alive. And he's hunting.
เซฟกับเซียเป็นคนละ2
Just around that corner.
เฮียโอ้โหแล้วมาหมดเลยโอ้โห
Absolutely.
โอ้โห
Look at that
อ๋อ
utility.
ปล่อยเมาส์เลยเจอ
Set
อย่างนี้
off to a flawless
ปล่อยเมาส์ดีกว่า
Apex just trying their luck, trying to walk up here, play contact up towards A, but again, that first exchange of utility, the snake bite coming down, something gets separated. Unfortunately, Zelsis added another couple of kills to that classic leaderboard here.
ไม่แตกว่าเซลซิสเลยอ่ะ
Heads
โอ้โห
something and Monya takes the bite right out of this execution. A flawless start here for
เฮ้ย
Sentinels.
เฮ้ยได้วินเดียวเองเพื่อนโอ้โห
Could have talked about potentially that aspect of coming off the win or the loss to get to this point. Obviously, that Gen G matchup probably still fresh within the Sentinel mind, but again, coming back in off to a good start, correct all those wrongs, and back in that confident position. And a patient start here. You know who you're against is PaperX. Got to be careful, got to be cautious. Tens, going to be noted early. Still sticking around though.
Flash is perfect. Nade won't actually do any damage, but does force Tens back a little deeper. Something still desperate to try and find a pick here. He's burn up the dash though, so he's gonna have to slow things down a little bit as we hit the minute mark. No real pressure point for PaperX to try and exploit.
ของกระบอกครับ
Just
Finger.
farming here. Very much in a position
Feels
for
like it.
Yeah, that smoke the only thing keeping PaperX safe currently. Just about to dissipate and he dips away. Zekken though still with eyes on, gonna now post the paranoia. Close enough to do some damage for Saken though, unable to convert that to any form of kill. The Tens holds the line, giving Mind Freak something. And it was Device still alive, yeah, there we go. This is lovely stuff from Sentinels. 5 alive
แม่งมา
again.
บอมลิง
Not
กับเซ
suffering
เก้น
a casualty
ยาก
yet.
เลย
Back-to-back flawless here will give Sentinels a massive cushion in terms of the funds here early on. Obviously coming to the next round with a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of the weaponry, but I mean, Sassy, one with a rifle, maybe an opportunity for him to get something done.
30 seconds left.
Sentinels carry this confidence across, maybe get a little proactive here.
Round to do it in.
Yep, maximise their chances of really trying to do some damage at least, but an honest go at this round 3.
Wondering if Sassy was going to send that out, maybe get some early info. It's against it. Forsaken. No subtlety to his presence here. But
I'm
in
not
the
even sure
meantime,
actually if that was after the barrier job, sorry.
No,
whether or not the spy cam kind of called Sassy off that reveal. Expecting a little bit of pressure towards B, potentially.
ล้อหลอกเหรอวะ
PaperX haven't really revealed themselves over towards Rubble just yet.
โอ้พี่อร่อยจัดกินอะไรอ่ะ
nothing out of the ordinary really from
Hey.
Sentinels here either.
You like
Playing
it?
it rather standard, even with those Stinger Spectres and Bulldog in the hands of Sassy.
เฮ้ยขอบคุณต้องรีนะต้องรีไฟซับด้วยนะครับเข้าแบกครับ
Maybe going first and actually overwhelmed, isolated again. These problems re-emerge, and what a chance for success now for Sen. Can't quite get the weapons, but they're in touching distance. And PRX down 2 players is a huge loss here.
Divide looking for something, but Ten's actually slipping into drop here. Yes,
ทำไมมัน
some
ถึงหลุดมาแบ
paranoia.
บแรกว่าใส่สี
Expecting too much of a push
Yeah.
here, but Forsaken, the one to wrap this, will find Zelsis.
เฮ้ย
Trying to allocate some safety
Oh,
on the
Mike
site,
Ling,
maybe get that
Alex.
plant a feasible option. They're going to go for it now. Limited utility left on PaperX.
Wow.
Sen,
Like
similar position, a touch here and there. You can hear it just going through from Sassy then. They wait poised, flooding back into the side. Mind Freak, great pick up towards Zekken, but it's still dangerous. Still a man advantage to Sentinels here. Can they close that final gap, or can Divide digging his heels? This could be huge from Mind Freak, but it's not clean on the first attempt.
โอ้โหหันหลบเฉยไฟฟีก
Still going.
โดนเทรด
I was worried they were playing an outstandard, a traditional approach, and it still worked.
PaperX sends something and Monya into the back lines once again, but this utility completely splits this execute up. Fortunately, I mean, it's the perfect time actually for John QT to find contact or at least be seen on Heaven. Plays in his teammate. And immediately then you see the flip all the way back into a passive hold. They
Well, not been the case. Going to go for a, touch of a purchase here. Not too much weight behind it. 2 Stingers, Sheriffs, and that Bulldog in the hands of Mind Freak. But they need to make impact, Mike. As silly as that sounds, they just haven't quite been threatening enough yet.
Sure, and with 2 flawless rounds as well, something very close to his ultimate. One yet better progress, but still 3 away from the showstopper. Be crucial ultimates at a round like this, but PaperX seemingly looking to push and prod a little more in this round. Try and bait a peek out somewhere across the map, but we have actually seen a big adjustment here on the defense. It's Tens to solo hold down Rubble. John QT and Zelsis now side by side once again. Zelsis done damage previously with this weapon. Looked fantastic with it.
He did, he really did. He made it work, looked comfortable, didn't look just it was very one-dimensional. Absolutely not. Something tries to get healed up. Second bite of the cherry. Zelsis still going to catch him. It's at least allowed a plant to come in. That's not bad. PaperX will take that. But can they defend it? These walls feel like paper when that gun's in play. Zekken the one to find Monyet here. And we look towards the rest. Who's remaining? Forsaken, Divide, Mind Freak. Desperately trying to hold on. Didn't quite get too affected by that. But that vice-like grip gets brought into play when 10 starts to play through by the door. The flood on the site. It's there on Flawless again. Mind Freak nowhere to go. And Sentinels looking genuinely flawless here, Mike.
Only 1 casualty on the way
เจอ
in.
ซิดแม่งโอดินได้โคตรบ่อย
A
อะ
little bit of threat to this, but again, hesitancy to really dig any
เอา
deeper.
มาลุ้นนี่ครับ
Try and convert that into any sort of comfort here. I mean, the amount of pressure that Zelsis is applying from inside this smoke. Can't really blame PaperX in this scenario.
เฮ้ย
Oh, come off it. Okay, at least there's a purchase now. We're going to see the rifles coming out. Hoping Forsaken gets that full buy-in here. Looking at the armor.
I'll find you.
Yeah, no armor on Forsaken. So that's a little bit of a problem.
Maybe just looking to play late here. Be the second layer to any sort of setup for something, but Zekken looking to get ahead of the curve. Caught by the paranoia. Showstopper sent out, but nothing on the other end of it.
No, just teetering on the edge of commitment there, but deciding against it.
เนี่ยเสียหายอยู่นะ
Monyet going to pick up another towards his ult. 1 off now. Very close by with a couple here. Divide, I think, 2 away. Nice to bring into effect, but a different, a tangible pace change and a very near miss there. Tens gonna note the player, but didn't quite connect towards it. But again, PaperX look a little lost on this one, or maybe not lost, but just adjusting their approach quite late in the round. 40 seconds. I don't know what they're expecting to come into towards that C site. We know that Zelsis will be present.
I don't know if they're expecting Zelsis to still be here. Not necessarily any clear indications of a difference in setup, but
ได้วางแน่นอน
confirmation.
เซลซิด
PaperX still
Just
taking their
crossing
time
now,
here.
yeah. Zelsis
แสบจัด
so
ดีนะ
nearby,
ไอ้
undiscovered.
ไมฟี
He
แม่ง
could be
ปั๊บหายเฉย
such a problem for them. Not this time.
Wow.
Monyet denies it. Great pickup. Perfect follow-up. Something
เฮ้ย
answering
ขอบคุณ
back.
โมเยดี
That's
นะครับ
Tens dealt with
2
that
ปีแล้ว
Zelsis
นะครับ
gone. The
สวัสดี
first
ครั
2
บ
responders to the site. And now the 3 trying to come back in are a little ways off. Zekken still alive, Sassy there and John QT could still cause a couple of issues. Monyet goes down. The gates start to open, but the cross is being watched. Forsaken's position is excellent.
นับ 1ครับอย่างนี้
Sassy, this is gonna, I mean, this is a tall task. Time is
Really good
to
damage.
tick, yeah. Unconfirmed. And they're still posturing here. And that's it. Mind Freak Gonna put the full stop on the end of that sentence. PaperX get themselves on the board now.
It feels extremely dicey to be hitting towards this
ถือ
side
ว่าไม่
again
ช้า
late
เกินไป
round.
Yeah.
Zelsis
แต่หลัง
all
จาก
he
นี้
really
ห้าม
needs
พลาด
to
ละ
do
แมปปลุก
is
ด้ว
find
ย
a little bit of damage, maybe even a wall bang, but slight overcommitment from him. Monyet's the one to punish.
ต้องจัดมาสัก
Navigated
6 ว่ะ
by PaperX
กำลัง
nonetheless.
ดี
Get themselves a couple of ultimates online now. Divide yet to get on the board, but Seeker's here and available. Something, an operator in hand now. He's been deadly this event. Heating up the last few series as well with it. But
that chip damage came in
yeah, I was going to say an indicator maybe the PaperX are happy to continue slowing things down. He's not with this early presence shown towards B. Despite not committed just yet though.
No, still around. Made its crossover towards the door, so it could be again looking to exploit that C site. Seeker's going to come in. Zelsis needs to evacuate the site here. Monyet is commanding all this space.
Yeah,
he's following that Seeker all the way he can. Going to post it. Doesn't get what he wants from it, but he's got them all.
โอ้ย เอ้า
John QT just got two back. Something.
Wait, Tens!
Oh my God! What just happened?
โคตรซวยเลยอ่ะเห็นบอกกำลังเซตสโมกให้เพื่อนอยู่ได้ยิง
But it
ฟรี
comes down to two. Divine and Forsaken with the time on their side.
Unlucky
Ten still
ว่ะ
alive
ตัว
takes
นี้
TP. John QT and Zekken nearby now. Forsaken, dicey way to play, but caught off guard. Tens
เดี๋
goes
ยวว่ะ
down.
2-2
Now information free flowing from the ult. They're gonna note it. They're gonna see it. Forsaken needs to
อุ้ย
deliver on it. He can't.
วางเปิดยังไง
Zekken takes him away. Divine. His moment to shine. Can he hold this?
Ui.
Yes, for the first he can. The second.
โอ้นาไว
Taking PaperX with a second now.
แล้วแม่ดาบนั้นคือสนองไงโอดิน
โอ้ย
Yet to get on the board, but 3 kills on the round to find the Red Bull clutch, Lauren. Beautiful stuff from Divine. One of the biggest criticisms being, you know, the value that PaperX have been unable to
Hey,
find on
Mon
the back
Yet
of his
Beer.
utility here in
Mon
the
Yet
post bar,
Beer.
everything that he needs
Mon Yet Beer
to
อ่ะ
convert this round.
มอนบอกขออยู่ด้วยติง
And Odin on top. Salt in the wounds for Sentinels.
It feels like it's going to be such a volatile matchup between these two. High tempo. But again, looking at PaperX here, still showing a little bit of caution. That pace change that came in after the timeout, once the buy came in, has awarded them 2 good rounds here. The question then becomes, does Sen have an answer? What do they have back to this? And again, the adjustment in place here, Mike, we're seeing Tens back towards that seaside.
So PaperX trying to set a paranoia in motion off this spy cam.
เช็คป่ะ
And actually, when those
Check.
Zekkens checked it, Sassy's the one to find the first Zekken to follow up. That's a 2 for 2.
Does he get away? No, Mind Freak,
กลาง
what a
อากา
shot.
ศไงเฮ้ยขอบคุณน้องนิวนะครับ
Catching
น้องนิว
Zekken in the heels, yeah.
8 เดือนนะครับ สวัสดีนะครับ
Midway as he was trying to get out of danger. And this time it's the 2 for Sentinels. Does Divide catch? I don't think he caught him. Oh
No.
my word,
Oi.
Tens has been playing him here.
The second time he's in a really awkward spot.
ดีนะไม่มีคนเข้ามา
He's not noted any player. He's going to hear the door turn. But the question mark of Mind Freak again. That late round positioning.
Ui.
Oh my God, Zelsis slides in and finds Mind Freak. You got a 1v2 in you here?
Lockdown available.
Yeah.
Tough in the 1v2 to really guarantee value off that. Something posted up with the operator. You can see on the X-ray here. Divide looking a little curious towards
มี
Sport
ล็อก
as well.
ดาวน์ครับ
Still got a flash to
Still
work
sit.
with in the hands of Divide.
There it goes. Didn't catch towards CT.
ไม่มี
so he
อะไร
needs
ฮะ
the options, and maybe
เขาไม่ใช้หรอก
Zelsis.
วิน
He's
นี้อ่ะ
thinking now he's
Wants to
doing
play with that.
yeah, he wants to play off
ไม่
that.
เอาเลยอย่างงี้
But
ไม่
it's
ใจ
not
เลย
like Divide has turned
ละ
his eyes away from this. And the potential
มัน
of a
เห็น
taste
ว่านก
of
ตัว
the
นี้
own
ไม่ร้อง
medicine
มันเลย
waiting
ย้ายไป
around
ตรง
this
นี้เหรอ
corner. Zelsis.
ช้า
You
ไป
can hear
ว่ะ
the spam. He wants it back. He's not going to get it. Divide showing him how it's done. And PaperX, they're
ไม่ให้โอกาส
clawing
เดิน
back
มาให้
into
แบบ
this after what was
คิดว่าฝั่งนู้นคิดว่าด้าน
a
นี้เคลีย
near
ร์
on flawless start from Sentinels. Crowd wants it.
Yeah. Starting to get behind them now. A run of 3 rounds. A really bizarre exchange here, but it's Mind Freak to find 2 on the back of this.
กลางอากาศ
Make that a 3rd onto 10s as well.
In fact, he stuck around there
Yeah.
after that smoke, the dog, the clear, everything. They still considered it. Very heads
Really
up.
heads up.
Jinx.
Of course we jinxed.
บอลมาเลยครับ
It's going to be a quiet cast. Anyway, back into this one. It looks like maybe a brawl begins now. Tens, remember that classic
Oi.
in hand, what he was able to do from here. That first glance back at him on the international stage certainly enamored a lot of us. But for now, no test. PaperX show a little presence, but then peel away.
Something so desperate for this opener.
พวกด่าน3ไซส์บุกหมดเลยครับ
Zekken not going to give anything away. Actually, something wide swings onto the angle. It's Zekken to punish. Opener found here.
เอาละครับจอน
Just result intense posting up a little deeper here. Zekken already hitting preemptive rotation.
Oh, Monietto.
Huh?
That's a
Good
bit
by
down.
John QT.
He's got a second.
What a start from him into this one. And a catch for Forsaken on the other side of the map. A whole new team born here for PaperX. They needed a comeback. They needed that resurgence after the start. They got it. They got it in spades here. Locking down the site. That's a problem for Mindfreak. Got to be cautious now. Just about slips away before Sasi crests the corner. Trying to get involved. Trying to get a little dangerous, but only going to catch one. Leaving second in a lot of trouble. Mon yet that time.
คราวนี้มอนเลยครับ
PaperX at
ก็
a
ไม่มีอะไร
tied
ติ
scoreline, 4 apiece.
This is interesting as well to see PaperX capitalize so quickly. Something falls, you think it's almost a disaster here to lose
โอ้โห
your duelist in this sort of
โค
scenario.
ตรเฉียบ
Operator as well.
หมาเช็คข้างล่างไม่เจออยู่ข้างบนแน่นอนเมื่อกี้
PaperX's struggle has been capitalizing on these times they can find, really
Yep,
having the
yep, yep.
confidence to go all in on these sort of plays. Perfect
ส
example
เต็ปมอน
here.
ช็อตนี้เฉียบ
ผมพูดได้คำเดียวว่าเป็นบริ
Just at
แช
the
ม
right
ป์ค
time
รับ
as well to tie things
Yep,
up for
เลย
Pete. Most heartbreaking to watch.
Yeah. Well,
Truly that any given Sunday team. As I said though, operator back in hands for something. Bladestorm available, Seekers, the TP for Mindfreak. Plenty of tools at their disposal.
Cover going.
and again. We're
On
looking
to
for those
map on.
beginnings. Something drifting quite deep towards this, actually. And remind yourself, note. This operator could be a prized possession here. Got to be
Oh.
careful to not give that over. Sheriffs, ghosts, bits and
เจอ
pieces
สไน
of
เลื้อย
Bucky
ซัม
or
ติงกัน
two.
ดูดิมากันหมด
Oh, to
โอ้
be
โห
careful
เรา
now.
ไปเป็นเลโยเอซีครับ
Actually, it's only him. He's drawn.
หวานๆเลย
Clarity of Sen. Now, this round, not the one to be calling the adjustment, really. To be too worried about is when the buy comes back in. That's where you want to look for the adjustment from Sentinels. But for now, it's looking like a very likely round for PaperX here.
So, I mean, Sassy would have been the only one to really contest this. Still over towards B site here. Slowly, the rotation coming through. From Sen. I mean, Zekken's one off the showstopper. A chance to really swing this back in their favour, but it's going to take an awful lot in a 4v5. A couple of overcommitments from PaperX. We haven't seen that so far. Something to want to shut down Sassy finally.
His work on the operator has been
Ui.
divine.
Hold up.
Zekken, though, flies through the air, but how do you get rid of that back line?
Ui.
Well, you do a little bit of damage, but not quite enough to knock him over. Still standing, still breathing. PaperX unaffected, and
ถ้าวินมัน
Forsaken
หาปลา
gonna
เซคิน
find
โซลันสีนี่วิกฤตอยู่นะ
Actually, PaperX now a full house of ultimates. And relying solely on these gunfights, and I'll be honest, getting really into the groove now of the map. Firmly in control. Even on this anti-eco here. Something in a position to create some sort of threat.
ที่5 วินรวดเหรอวะ
And a massive gap on the other side of the map.
เหลือเชื่อ
If Sentinels really have a response to try and shut down this operator pressure. Previously mentioned, showstopper in hand now for Zekken. Sassy and Zelsa still have their ultimates to play with. Looking for a response here from Sentinels.
เอรัวๆครับ
Adjustment looking towards A.
Yeah, and as previously noted early on, it was John QT here really
Yes.
layering Zelsa's utility very well. I mean, no secrets about this. The spam coming through from
เอ
PaperX.
ฟเฟเล็กเดิน
Alarm
ชิว
not
เลย
dealt with.
เส้นไม่
Already seen
ปล่อย
this rotation coming through.
ปล่อยอย่างนี้
Oh, this could be a nice ult though coming in. That should catch a fair few. Do they try and springboard off this? No, they flex a little towards that B side. Sassy's got to be careful. Moniette just working
Oh.
in the dark. Couldn't see a thing. Gets caught by Zekken. The site, I
Yeah,
don't
lah.
want to call it safe because they can play back to it. Already, lockdown
ตี
can
รี
come
เทค
in.
บอมยังไม่ได้
This
วาง
puts PRX under the gun a little now. Gonna have to pause.
โยกหรือเปล่า
You can already see Sen
Yo,
looking towards where that next flex point
จะมา
for
B เต็ม
PaperX
เลย
would be, and it is
Sen
through that B site. Sassy confirms it. He knows
ดู
he's
รอบ
close as well.
อื้อหือ
Great
คม
work from PaperX. Dismantling. Oh my god.
โอ้ย
I thought he got away with that
แวะ
for
โย
a
นหมวก
second.
สักหน่อย
didn't quite do the damage he wanted, but Mindfreak still on the heels. They are playing so slippery, and they've gone back towards A. They've got that spike down. PaperX are taking fights in their spawn.
2-1
Something gonna slow the roll a little, ease off a touch. The Sassy now has to re-clear if he even wants a chance at this.
Something and Divide resetting now, plenty of utility available. Oh, something and Divide actually, yeah. Trailblazer's going to come out very late on. Something swings onto the angle. And
something แม่งชอบ
this
ใช้
is the sort
แบ
of
บ
round
จังหวะ
that
อย่างเงี้ย
I'll be honest has been lacking. At least the consistency of these sort of
ฝั่ง
rounds.
ข้ามยิ
There's
งวอ
5 or
ยิง
6
จัด
different
เก็ต
things
ยิง
going
ของ
on.
แม่งออกไปเทรด
PaperX
ตล
are
อด
just placing question marks everywhere for Sentinels. No tangibles for them to really cling on to. A beautiful shutdown from Mindfreak as well.
ไม่ยิงจังหวะอย่างเงี้ยโคตรเก่งเลยจังหวะแบบ snap เร็วๆเนี่ย
ผมมันเล่นจังหวะอย่างเงี้ยตลอดอะโคตรฉลาด
And we do this to the likes of Zek and
ก็คือต้องแพ้นะครับต้องแพ้ฝั่งข้ามด้วยนะครับ
tournament in my mind, having a really good performance. I mean, John QT as well,
จังหวะ
outstanding.
จังหวะชุลมุนสไนมัน
Every
ส
single
ไน
one
ไป
of them,
ยิ
they
ง
are
แบบ
very solid.
ได้
But
ฟ
a
รีต
pace
ลอด
change potentially. Let's see what Monyet does with this.
ตอนนี้
There's an
เป็นเปเล็ก
opportunity to
เข้า
play
ทุน
this
แล้วครับ
out,
ผม
drawing a lot of eyes just
หลัง
towards
จากนี้
him.
คือกำไร
He's there, but the spike's
เฮีย
not
ตี6
committed.
วินลวดโคตรเอา
Now here, Forsaken nearly catching the spam through onto Zekken here. But have been rewarded time
ใช่
and
ใช่
time
จัง
again
ห
for
วะ
these
สั
sort
ง
of
เกตมัน
punishments.
เล่นจังหวะอย่างนี้ตลอดแบบยิ่งจังหวะแบบเข้าไซส์เข้าทำอะ
เขาเรียกว่าคาดไม่ถึงไงพี่เอ้ย
จังหวะคาดไม่ถึงแบบ
Creating opportunities for them.
แล้วยิงไวไงแล้วเป็นซัมติงไง
Now looking to
โคตรน่ากลัว
มันจะได้เซอร์ไพรส์ก็ไม่ได้นะมันใช้มันสมองเยอะนะในจังหวะแบบเนี้ย
drawing Sentinels
จัง
perfectly.
หวะแบบมันไม่ได้เซอร์ไพรส์อ่ะถ้าเล่นเชิงลึกอ่ะเวลาเล่นเมื่อก่อนมันลักษณะแบบ
This
I
is
hear
the sort
about-
of thing that happened in the
อ่ะ
previous
อ่ะเหมือนเราเหยียบ
Sentinels
ไปออกไปยิงอ่ะเอ้ย
didn't know where to stack.
มันเหมือนมัน
Completely
เป็น
misreading
อาวุธ
the
จังหวะ
situation.
การเข้าทางของเป็นบริกา
I guess maybe not even
เซตเข้ามา
misreading.
ปุ๊บจะมี
They
สไน
got
ซัมติ
pretty
ง
thick
นะ
with the
อันตราย
information
ที่
they
สุด
are
คือจุด
given.
ที่ปลอดภัยที่สุดไง
And Tens is noted. The only defender of the site gets found. He falls away. And of course, PaperX don't know the level of success they've
Yeah.
had. If
แต่
anything,
something
that
ไม่ได้
could
ครึ่ง
cost
ผม
them
นะ
stealing
เอ้ย
away. Look at the positioning. Look at
It
the
definitely
minimap.
will. Yeah, with
Sniper
Zelsis
เหรอพี่
drifting up this
Are you-
deep, it
อ๋อ
definitely is to their detriment now.
They had that A site on the platter and they didn't even know it, but they also don't know about Mon yet. They haven't spotted him yet. The utility didn't reveal him. That time it does, and now the position is given up. Well, should be given up. This man is stubborn in approach.
มัน
And
ส
you
ปอ
can
ง
see
เหมือน
why.
มันปู
Just punishing Sassy.
ถ้ามันปูแล้วข้าวสวย
Sen
แล้วร้อน
looking
เนี่ย
flat on this retake
Highly
so
up.
far. They need something to set them in motion, and
Yeah,
that's
that-
it. That's what the doctor ordered. Sentinels
Okay,
taking back some of this site here.
It doesn't
Mindfreak
catch.
didn't get
Ui.
affected for Tens. Too
Oh,
quick on
not
the
getting
trigger,
whipped ฉย
and Sentinels starting to deliver. Gonna get themselves up towards 5 here, finding some answers. But we saw that tragedy almost in motion, Mike. That site was ready for the taking. And
ห
PaperX
รือไล
didn't
แมน
even
มา
know
ส่
it.
ง
And it's only spotting Tens, which I guess they're
Hello, Hub.
identifying either Zelsis or John QT as the site anchors, but time and time again, we've seen them buddied up. It's them really stacking utility together. So the fact that they identify Tens here with Mindfreak's TP, so they're almost victims of their own success.
Yes.
Forcing everybody over towards C on the side of Sen, trying to catch a timing onto B, and like I said, Zelsis really going to be the threat in the backlines there. Because he can confirm they haven't rotated all the way back through spawn.
And it's just, it feels like a different game every single round. You don't know quite what you're going to get here, but early intent, going to be noted from something. Slipping a little further ahead, but a second to check on him. Catching him, just slipping through towards door. Good trade though, Monyet going to punish Tens. Does Zekken get to keep his life? He does this time. Still 2 on the site. And a 1-for-1 trade at the very start.
Sen switching things up and really digging their heels in now outside
ไล่
round.
ไล่ไปเอาข้าวอ่ะเดี๋ยวจะจบแมป
Testing
ก่อน
the
ดีแมป
space
มัน
now,
กำลัง
slowing
ตึง
PaperX's early round.
จบแมปเพื่อลงไปเอาข้าว
New map here though. Zekken's actually repositioned in towards 3. Not been there previously.
อย่าวางไว้แมวมันจะคาบไปวะ
A possibility actually of comboing up here with Sassy. John QT elsewhere has found one. Zekken to find Mindfreak as well. Sentinels looking to tie things up for the half here, Lauren.
นี่ลงไปเอาชาร์จ
Looking
เสียแมวไม่
rather
เอา
likely
ข้าวไป
Divide, Monyet, at least they're going to get a heal, right? So it's him back towards fighting form.
มันจะมีแมวดำอยู่ตัวหนึงไม่ชอบเดินอยู่แถว
Still
หน้า
got
บ้าน
some
นะ
pieces to work with.
นี่
Gonna
คิด
get
อยู่ว่า
played
ถ้า
in.
ลงไปเอา
Sentinels
ช้าเนี่ย
thinking better of sticking
มัน
around
จะ
on
คาบ
the
ถุง
site.
ข้าว
Won't
พี่
let
ไป
him
เป
hit
ล่าวะ
that play. Why give him a chance? Respecting PaperX. Gonna maybe work back in
30
through
seconds
เดี๋ยว
stairs.
จบครึ่งก่อน
Do they catch the timing on this? Does the spike get planted safely? Monyet is trying to keep this plant safe. No response from CT. And then the shots, that's enough.
วางหลอกหนึ่ง
That's
ที
raised the alarm bell. They
โอ้โห
swing back in, device gone
จบเลย
down. It's Mon yet to try and do the impossible. 13 seconds, and the dream not going to come true this time. Sen
เดี๋ยวมานะลงมา
tying
ข้าว
up
ก่อน
the score, 6 apiece.
Switching sides.
And almost a little strange to say, but beautiful recovery there from Sentinels to get the last two on the board. 6 in a row for PaperX. Talk about the early timeouts, but this is another example where really able to adjust perfectly. Actually, that step up in tempo, in I guess aggression, really catching Sentinels off guard and finding some beautiful reads across the map.
This is the level of game I think we both wanted to see. The best back into the action. Is it enough? 6-6. Can PaperX hold on to this scoreline? Or is this enough for Sentinels to close in now further on map 1?
You even see a little bit of aggression here from something. Yeah, alongside Mind Freak. Sniffed out pretty quickly though by Sassy. And that'll be the whole of Sentinels on red alert now. As I say that, Spike already drifting back over towards Rubble, and already 3 members of Sentinels ahead of this. Beautiful time for Sentinels to really find contact on Mound and allow a little bit of time here. Forsaken got to tread carefully here.
Yeah, he's on a platter, and I love that. Little information, that fact finder, just tapping the orb over there, drawing out that little trap play. And the instant response,
quick, though,
they have responded very quickly. There's 3 on CT, make it 4.
flood.
They are going to go back in on this, so they want a brawl. They might just get one. Sen on the other side, going to eat the paranoia, though. They're in trouble. Here's that battle. 1-for-1 trade so far. Flash going to set it in motion. They swing around the site. Something goes down, but Mind Freak succeeds. They're down to just 1 now. Mind Freak, that's 3. Needs another. They're both low. 21 HP. Oh, he's got him. Mind Freak. 5 seconds. And gets PaperX there first on the second half here, claiming the pistol, but that was just brutal between the two.
No hesitation whatsoever from PaperX. Like I said,
None.
it was the perfect time for Sentinels to catch some level of contact over towards Mount.
Beautiful work from Mind Freak.
But the fact that everyone's on the same page, Lauren, the call is made, and they're even here ahead of Sentinels finding the plant.
How wild is that? Because I thought Sen had the perfect response, right? You had that little bit of a bait over by the ult, but the second that door swings, that paranoia Sen, all of that's flooded in. Brilliant. Run it A, and they get what you thought was going to be the safety plant. It wasn't the case. Somehow, PaperX beat them there. I mean, I guess they're called W Gaming for a reason. Quick as hell. Adjusted on the fly very nicely, but a buy back in.
Yeah, setups again. I'm curious of whether or not this continues through the buy rounds. Forsaken up on a platter here, the solo anchor towards C.
He's had a lot of stress in this game already. Gonna note that. Slips ahead of it. This is a really nice reposition potentially. Goes unsure. He's been spotted now. They found him, prying him out of position.
But he's alive so long. Look at the rotation come through.
They're almost here. The cavalry's on the way. Vazelsis, could he be the gatekeeper to this? He can keep them back. He absolutely could for the first, but not the follow-up. PaperX answer back in kind. Leaving just 2 with Sen. John QT and Zekken.
Bucky.
Rough.
No satchels left for Zekken, so he has to hope somebody walks up to him.
Didn't catch on the flash, so maybe that position doesn't get fully.
โหอันตราย
Heartbreaking for something though.
เฮ้ย
He's getting so close here. The smoke goes in,
Ui.
plays Zekken a little closer.
Mind
โห
Freak's
ไม้
watching.
ที่โคตรเฉียบช็อตนี้
It's all on him. It's
Oh.
too much to handle. Something
เฉียบ
was
จัด
ready. Mind Freak was
เฮ้ยจังหวะนี้
watching.
เดินโคตรสวย
Perfect.
Another instance of Sentinels looking for a force here and a pacey
ดี
hit.
นะขึ้นมาเซนได้ยิง
Stars
ถ้าไม่
alive
ได้
for them. They
นี่
find the site that Forsaken's on, but he stays alive so long there.
โดนแชทไล่ลงไป
Sentinels have to do
แน่
a
นอน
ton
จั
of
งหวะ
work
นี้
to dig him out of that position.
รอดไป
The benefit being as well, there's only 1 person on that side, so they don't even really get a big upgrade from that. I think it was a Spectre that Forsaken brings into this.
Yeah.
A rifle could have been a very different situation. Bucky again here for Zekken. SMG in a
ข้าว
shot.
สวยเหรออู้จะสั่งอะไรเยอะครับผมสั่งแค่เจ้าเดียวก็พอแล้วอิ่ม
Sentinels. We are seeing a different setup this time though. Forsaken over towards B and just the utility to hold down the fort, but same stack once again for PaperX.
And you can see that Bucky flying on in. Zekken
เอ้า
gonna just delete Forsaken.
เฮ้ย
Huge
ไม่ดี
impact.
ไม่ดีไม่ดีอย่างนี้
He's
ไม่
still
ดี
standing though, and that's all that matters.
There.
That's gonna allow the plant a Bucky and a couple
แต่
of
ว่าซา
satchels
ซี่
to
ได้แค่ส
basically
ลิงเกอร์
get
ครับ
to clear Forsaken. The pressure he was under last time, as said, his survival was the impressive part. Now, do they have what it takes to withstand this retake, though? You've got a bullet, yes, with tens. You've got that Bucky on a barely alive
แฟร์ตอน
second.
4 ทุ่
The
ม
stinger on
ไม่ต้อง
Sassy
นอน
and
แล้ว
all
วัน
the
นี้
classics. On the other side, a couple rifles in play.
โอ้
Zekken
แย่ว่ะ
played in again
โอ้โห
here. I have another chance, something though. Knows better.
อืม
Thinks
ให้
ahead.
ปืน
One for
ทำ
one
พิษเลย
trade
ฟิง
out.
เกอร์
Players still favourable towards Sen. Still having numbers here. Monyet going to take away tens. Something looking to springboard back in. They've got to deal with CT here. They've got to try and clear him. There's so many players there though. And Sentinels digging their heels in. Diffuse taken away.
โอ้
QT against the
แย่
odds.
ละสงสัยต้องสั่งกาแฟ
Sentinels, a Bucky, and a bit of a dream. And it's enough to get themselves back in the game.
Those light shields enough to sustain here. A round 3 flip. I mean, it feels like here as well, there's a real chance the Sentinels get locked back out of this site in the post plant. With so many bodies stacked up and only Zekken with the Bucky up close.
Let's go, boys!
Luckily, the utility running things down and John QT finding 2 crucial kills to close things out here. Already early progress going to give something to Bladestorm here.
And it's something. So you know he's not going to be sitting back. He wants in. Going to press the corner just...
Ton of space cleared and crucial information here.
But do they go back through? They're going to re-clear this. They've taken the space away again, but still they have to deal with something.
ปิงโคตรห้าวเลยว่ะแดดหมดแล้วด้วย
The alarm bot over towards rubble was an indicator
แต่
that
ว่า
Sentinels
ได้แมป
will
อยู่
leave that space
อย่างงี้เพื่อนเล่นง่ายครับ something
open for PaperX, but
วินนี้
they are poised outside it.
Apex are here, and they are here in numbers.
สแต็ก4 คนแต่ไม่มีปืนสเปมเปอร์เล็กเอาอยู่หรือเปล่า
They've stacked with the lesser weapons. The scraps
เอา
that
น้อย
they
ไป
gather and look at this trap
ตัว
that's
ใกล้
been
ไม่โดน
set to Vi could do some damage
ปึ๊บ
here.
โอ้โห
Don't
ได้แค่
even
หนึ่ง
get
ครับ
one, Sen just power on
โอ้
forward.
โหเยอะเกิน
Perfect
ไป
clear.
ไม่
They
ไหว
take on the challenge, they clear them out, and the site is going to be theirs. Plants on the way, but so something. How much can one man do? 4 targets.
อืมยากว่ะ
Time soon
แต่แค่
to be
ตัดให้เยอะ
against
ที่
him
สุด
as well.
Spike planted.
With 2 smokes to work with.
Does he get that first step?
No.
Absolutely not. Sassy, gonna hold that, make sure no naughtiness comes into play, and the scoreline as close as ever.
But no one is immune to fear.
Operator back in hand now for something. Bladestorm out of the way. Showstopper available as well for PaperX. But a couple of ultimates coming online for Sentinels as well. I've got a grasp now after swinging round 3. Decent buffer in terms of the finances as well with that round flip.
วินที่แล้วก็ซื้อไงฮะเราไม่ได้วินอ่ะ
Lockdown being a key part of this as well.
Look at this stack again, though.
Yeah, I mean, PaperX are just running this time and time again. Clearing the space towards rubble. Retrieving this orb. Backing out and this time something going a little deeper
เนี่ย
actually.
วิธีการเล่นของ something มันทำให้
Much
เปปเปอ
deeper,
ร์เล็กแบบ
in fact.
But the problem still
เล่น
persists.
ง่ายนะครับถ้าจะเอาถูก
Still
แต่วินนี้
gonna have to try
เซ
and
น
do
เข้า
the
ไว
best
ครั
he
บ
can. Maybe just
เล็ก
try and
กำลัง
keep
โร
control
เทตมา
towards CT.
ไม่ทัน
You're not going to be able to take
Quite
on
lethal.
5 of Sen flooding your site, but you've got to
ถ้า
try
เข้า
and
ช้า
find
กว่านี้นี่
somewhere to
คือ
hold on
เป
to.
ปเปอร์เล็ก
Looks
มา
like
เต็ม
CT's
ใจ
the
แล้ว
case. An attempt on the plant, but Forsaken wants in.
Ui.
Oh, that's stunning.
โอ้โหเจสัน
Clear sight
แล้วบอม
himself.
ไม่ได้วางครับ ยังไง
What is going on? PaperX looking lethal. And the plant
บอม
not
ไม่
in
ได้วาง
place.
บอมไม่ได้วาง
Lockdown gonna come in.
เฮ้ย
And now there's problems. Where the hell is that coming from? Tens?
โอ้โห
He's
พี่
gonna
มอน
have to
โคตร
do
แสบ
some miracle
They can TP
work.
out.
แล้วเทนไปไง
Something's already going. He's
แต่ว่า
already
1 ต่อ
onto
3 ครับ
this.
The chosen one himself, Tens in a 1v3.
Something
Plant
มา
is
ค่อนข้าง
there,
ไว
but
ครับ
look at the timing, look at the pace. Something was quick to
something
this.
นั่นนี่เสียงวาร์ปอะกำลัง
Oh,
ดาว
the
อยู่
timing not good enough for Tens. He couldn't do it
โอ้โห
then. Forsaken.
เจสันกับโอดินของเขา
Magnificent in holding that, playing back through on the tap of that spike.
I mean, both Mind Freak and Monyet getting 2 ridiculous kills
Yeah,
here.
Monyet's one
Monyet
was
off the
nuts.
first ping of the neural theft. And this as well, Sassy just left out in the open here. See as well, I'm not even sure actually that is.
ช็อตนี้ไม่ฟีกเวอร์จัดเวอร์
I'm
จัด
not even sure when the Viper's pick comes through there, one of
Yeah.
our Sentinels are thinking
Well done.
Sassy's going to be in a little pocket
Yeah.
of that.
ไปแท็กเพื่อน
Really
แท็ก
unfortunate timing if so.
เจสันกับซัมติงมันจะมีท่าแท็กแบบไม่เหมือนคนอื่นนะแบบ
Could he
เวลา
brought
แท็ก
back
ด้วยกัน
into
มันจะ
play
เป็น
by
ท่าแบบ
something. Gotta say though, Mind
Like a
Freak's the one
ton.
having an absolute belting performance here as well. On the other side, Zekken superstar levels of impact so far. Everyone else having a solid game, gotta say it. But again, that stack. Do they try and
ตอน
disrupt
นี้เป็นเป
this?
เล็ก
Do they
นะครับ
put
สิ่ง
more
ที่
towards this,
ต่าง
or do
จาก
they
ตอน
accept that
เริ่
this
ม
side
ทัว
of
ร์
the
นะครับ
map is
ไมฟีก
Hyperx control?
ลั่นแล้วลั่นมาสักพักแล้วหลายวันแล้วแล้วก็มอนปลด
Playing
ล็อก
much
แล้ว
deeper this time around.
They're doing 4-1 splits, Mike. This
Yeah.
is crazy to me.
อีก3 คนที่เหลือไม่ต้องห่วงเล่นดีอยู่แล้ว
Real faith in
ตอนนี้แม่งพร้อมจัด
the C-site retake, and I mean the Decimals
น้องพี่
highlights
สวัสดี
this
ครับ
really. You don't want to be there to entertain Zekken on the entry for
No.
C-site because he's
ตรงตอนแรก
lethal.
เหมือน
Yeah, he is.
เซน
I
ติเน
mean
ล
this
จะดี
time
ครับ
around,
แล้วก็
there's
โช
not
ว์
even a trip on C. It's just the cam.
โดนเป๊ปไป
There's a
6
cam
วิ
and
น
a
รวดครับ
cage.
ตอนนี้
That's
เมาก
it.
ระสุนอยู่
What
You
is
can
that?
see PaperX don't want to even really entertain a brawl outside C.
โดนแก้วหรือเปล่าพี่วูไม่ดื่ม
Whether or not Sentinels really are going to start digging a little deeper. We saw it on that round 3 force-up.
ฮาริกเอาอีกแล้วเหรอ
Sen could be thinking this feels almost too easy. Where
ฮา
the
ริกบอกทันใจไม่ไล่
hell is this coming from? Seeker's going to be coming in now. This could be the chance to start turning the screws a little. Paranoia posted, but this plays in Mind Freak. If anyone pushes too far, not the case. On still ticking, and no casualties yet to be made. Mon yet the first to really step towards the site. Isolates a fight, and something delivers as well. The clear back through looks concise. Zelsis on the back lines though, now feeling the pressure.
Plant's not good for this.
แล้วมอนจุ่ม
See this? Monyet finally gets taken off this one, but it is
Mon
just
เอาไป
on
ครึ่ง
Monyet in a 1v2. A
โอ้
chance, but it's left between his
แย่ละ
fingers. Sentinels
เก้า
hold
เก้า
on. Oh.
ไม่โดนโพส
John
แพน
QT sends a snake. I just caught it before the camera switch there. A snake bite comes onto the spike, and at just the same time, Sentinels find crucial kills. That felt awkward because everybody on site
อย่า
just
เพิ่งนอนครับ
folds here.
2 วันสุดท้ายแล้ว
PaperX again demonstrating confidence in this retake on C. And really the pinnacle of this being coming out of B, catching a timing on the door. Yeah, Sassy. A sigh of relief almost there.
เดี๋ยวก็ได้นอนแล้วครับผมหลังวันอาทิตย์ก็ได้
Other than that round 3, dig a little deeper, pushing into spawn, taking that space even further.
นอนยังเราตื่นอีกที่รอเชียร์โอ้โหเดี๋ยวต้องยิงมาโลหน่อยละแข่ง
Regardless
โซ
though,
แมต
scope in hand for something. 2 Sheriffs, a Guardian, an SMG to round things out here for PaperX.
And it is that 4-1 again. Not so fast this round as we do still see that kind of forced up purchase to an extent. Well, a half buy really. The B site completely absent of any resistance. So Sen going to take the space given to them, get themselves a plant. And I love this late lurk. John QT is becoming such a fun player to watch. Now, whether or not he gets away with much here is yet to be seen, but let's find out. Steps away, he does. Again, always a backline threat. Always that last line of defense as well. Exceptional at it. And this time, tricky. Those lighter weapons to really find much bite here for PaperX. Yeah, dealt with Zekken. Not going to let them close. Beautiful. Clean, flawless
อุ้ยทำไม
round
อยู่
for
ดีมันก็
Sentinels.
ดุวะ
And we've got to see what the adjustment is now for PaperX.
Really well handled. I think maybe that is indicative of figuring out exactly what the setup is on the other side of PaperX.
Shot.
Walking into B
Lang bao
side
vậy
on
em
an anti-eco feels a little uneasy, Lauren.
Dicey.
Sentinels feeling that maybe PaperX are leaning on these stacks. I don't know if that's full confirmation. We have seen Forsaken holding down B previously, sitting behind this trip. But we do see a bit of a switch up here. Maybe this is on the back of some utility being placed, but Forsaken and something over towards C here. Sentinels won't be there to greet it initially.
And how do PaperX read that as well? Because John QT just got noted. Is that going to be, okay, it's just John QT, or oh, there's more to it? Now, I'm waiting to see this contact on the B side from the utility, but...
Seeing this makes you feel like Senem actually read that B is the gap.
ไปเล็กปล่อย B ครับ จะเข้า B
They've not particularly sprung that quickly. They've taken a moment or two, so you will have Monyet
มอนเอาสักหนึ่ง
very close by. The
Mon
Paranoid's
don't
really
buy.
good. That couldn't have been closer. And look
Ow!
at the gap close from Zekken. Played into motion.
I mean, Monyet was out as well here.
He didn't
ยัง
need
ไม่
to go
หาย
back
บาย
in
เลย
until
ชิบ
he
หาย
maybe
แล้ว
come out of that blind. And again, Zekken just played in again. This guy is just, as said, it's not just his mechanical
จังหวะแม่งดี
capabilities.
เกิ
The
นไปว่ะ
team playing him in
จังหวะ
time
นี้
and time again. Full faith in what he can do, and rightly so.
ที่เด็ด
It
ไป
looks
เล็ก
like
3-2
PaperX are
มา
hitting a brick wall here, Mike.
2 rounds now where B has been their
วันนี้
downfall.
5 แมปเลย
Probably late on in the half. Need to see a switch up here. Forsaken and Divide just looking to try and hold on to these weapons. Sassy might just yet figure out where Forsaken is. Needs to dip away now, but might even get caught by Zelsis. Right, Forsaken good for it.
อุ้ยคม
Very good for it.
All right.
โอ้โห
Well,
เอ้า
well.
He was pretty good for it.
Yeah.
And then everyone dies.
What's the money gonna be like? I'm
ได้กินกาแฟตอนนี้อีกแล้ว
purchase for
ใจเย็นนะต้องแมนนะ
I mean,
Senna great.
yeah, 3 people are going to be able to get a rifle here for PaperX, but another round where Sentinels identify or seemingly have identified the gap here, the weakness. Unfortunately, this is the round where, the previous round, sorry, is where we saw something in Forsaken looking to really try and absorb one of these C-site hits and put a little bit of
เมื่อ
resistance
กี้
on the
พี่
way
ว่า
in.
พี่อ่านปากอเล็กบอกว่าชีใบวะ
พูดอะไรนะ
Chibai. And Sen this
คน
time
สิงคโปร์พูดภาษาจีนไง
decided
พี่
to go towards that A site. First time we haven't seen
ไม่
that
บอกว่า
stack in play. And it's going to start investing in the smokes. One towards top side CT, clearing towards tree. It's Pacey. Sen, PaperX are here. Monyet is screwed. How is he alive that
โอ้โห
long?
แต่เคน
Second again. His name just constantly up in lights. And Tens wants in on the action, demolishing PaperX so far. Mind Freak though, still with an opportunity. 2v2, making a 2v1. Tens just going
เดสันต้อง
around
เสก
the
วินนี้
world,
1-1
leaving it all in
เอาว่ะ
Forsaken and Zelsis' hands.
Spikes down in tree though, so Forsaken resets it. Zelsis has to try and dig him out of this spot.
เซนติเนลทั้งคู่ครับ
Easy play at this time. It's good to
Sentinel
match
deep
time
หรือเปล่า
to play with here. 45 seconds.
พร้อมตกในที
Zelsis
เดสันดึงเชิงอยู่
close. Any of these corners could contain a threat.
น่าจะรู้ปะไอ้นี่น่าจะรู้ ตอนนี้เซลซิสแบบเฮียมันเข้าสแตร์ไปยังวะ
Getting
หลอน
interested
ไม่หมด
now.
ละ
Spike back in hand.
30
30
seconds
seconds. Zelsis really
ต่างคนต่าง
toying
รอ
with the timing here. And considering that cam check,
เฮ้ยชีบายจีนก็มี
flying
ไม่
in
หรอ
lost track, but now springs the trap.
ไอ้เยี่ยมดูเจสัน
Forsaken
เลย
just plays it
เอา
out
แบบ
so well. Zelsis maybe
ไม่เดิน
thinking
ไปยิง
he
แม่ง
had a
เลย
window
จบ
there.
ไม่ต้องคิดเยอะ
Absolutely didn't.
A must win for PaperX, but doesn't really solve the financial issues. Going to be struggling here in the purchase, potentially the utility behind it, but a beautiful Red Bull clutch here. Forsaken, patient, composed.
เจสันปีนี้โคตรโหดอ่ะเทียบกับปีที่แล้วอ่ะสเต็ปอัพจัด
Chance here for PaperX to tie things up. Showstopper on the other side for Zekken. Monyet does have his as well, but only a Guardian in hand for him. There's 2 Bulldogs to round this out. Talk about being a little
โคตร
concerned
สำคัญเราเมื่อกี้
in terms of the economy here. That is the knock-on effect.
บริการเงินเซ็นดีอยู่อ่ะวินิพลาดเป็นหน้าหนังสือได้
A lot of pressure. Potentially on Monyet here if they
เป
do
เล็กห้ามพลาดครับตอนนี้
continue along this pathing.
Look at the adaptations as
ไม่
well.
งั้น
for
วินสุดท้าย
PaperX
เล่นยาก
on the map. Completely different setups here.
And that early flash kind of indicated they might want to follow this sort of route. So again, Sentinels trying to keep
Sassy
PaperX
noted.
boxed in here, yeah.
มันติงจ้าเอาจะมาเอ้า
He still wins that.
How does he win those?
วิทเฉยเล
And
ย
now they respond. They know it's going to be
Sassy.
towards A. You can see them trying to get towards the site. And oh, one on the other side. Who comes out top? It's
นี่
second.
แย่ละ
Of course it is. But the pivot. Look at where Senna going. Something is here. TP back again.
fake.
Oh, it's just breaking ankles. Ten's going to get the plant though. He's behind the wire. He's almost in enemy territory. He's banking on
Ui.
second to keep him safe, and he does. Does he decide to reveal where that plant is yet? Smoke gonna go up. They're so close by.
This is mind games from Sen. The TP
Look,
coming through.
they're
from
pushing.
Tens, they're pushing the
Tens,
smoke.
There's 2 players. Tens stands tall, gets 2. Oh, Sentinels playing out of their minds here.
The kings of misdirection, Lauren.
Absolutely.
You
นี่
can
เซ
see
น
the
เอาจัด
pressure building
ช็อ
for
ตนี้
PaperX. Question marks over Tens' whereabouts. No plant coming through. And Sentinels just freeze and cut sound.
30 seconds left.
You can't even really fault PaperX. They're still
No.
here for when the spike is tapped.
Yes.
อุ้ย
You
เห็น
see the
เวอร์จัด
confusion on the face of Device, almost like, what the hell's just happened?
And now they got to pretty much face the music on map 1 with very little to bring in. 1 rifle on Forsaken.
Oh,
The
เล่น
ult
ยากเลย
on
ครับ
something, but everything
พลาด
else
เมื่อ
is
กี้
odds and ends. It's from the scrap
ต้อง
drawer in the kitchen. This is rough,
something.
but they're trying to get aggressive. And maybe
Ui,
this is what
tayo.
PaperX needed.
Oh,
this deathmatch just
me
become a
something.
bloodbath. And they're still doubling down. Saucy. bottom
song.
away. Divine!
เฮ้ยเอาดิ
Triple aggress. What is this
ฮิว
team?
ก่อนฮิวก่อน
He'll
ฮิวก่อน
something as well.
He's back. Sitting pretty, but the clutch king himself, John QT.
เอามา
Just
ไม่ให้เล่นครับ
ridiculous.
ปากคู่เลย
แล้วดูแม่งดันออกมาดิใจมึงทำด้วยอะไร
Let's
อ่ะ
talk about the
แล้ว
other
วิน
round being
สำคัญ
a
อ่ะไม่
must
มี
win.
ปืนอ่ะดันอ่ะงง
แล้ว
จัด
มึง
Hyperx
ไม่มั่น
just
ใจ
throw
มึงไม่เชื่อมั่นนี่
everything
มึง
at
ไม่
the
มีทาง
back
ทำ
line
ได้
of Sen.
And when you think it's over, they go again. When you think, oh, that's got to be it, they'll fall back, they'll play safe. No,
Enemy
they
remaining.
absolutely don't.
ผมว่าต้องมาออกสโมกให้เอานะดูดิ
Beautifully done. The 11th hour of map 1 here.
Timeout.
Sentinels pump the brakes.
Give you goosebumps
Oh.
this sort of round.
หนึ่ง
It's
วิน
map
เพื่อ
1.
โอเวอร์ไทม์
It's
One of
map
the best of
1.
5. This is just ridiculous. OT or map 1 win. That's it. That's it. We got ults. We got a decent-ish purchase. Functional. 2 more seconds. I want OT.
Where are you?
I want to go the distance, but you know what? This game, I'm happy whichever way it goes. But for now, Sen take their time. An early test towards A, but no commitment, and a look back towards C. But there's players up here.
Ten's looking to get a little weird here, potentially.
Back of the smoke. There we go. Paranoid. The ult this early as well. I think it only caught one of them. Mind Freak falls away. No, he caught both. Tell a lie. And no, why did Monya win that fight? Sassy clearing house though. Seaside
ผม
on
เมื่
a
อกี้มอนแบบ
platter.
เอาให้แล้วนะ
Flank's coming in though
Oh
early.
my God,
Sassy's
something.
reading it. He's
Hey,
made
But
hey,
it's
noise.
something
hey,
out of
hey,
anyone.
hey.
Why is it this man who could absolutely turn
Oi.
rounds around? Gonna
Ma
take down
chặt.
Zelsis. Sassy wanted to avenge, wasn't given
เอา
the
ว่ะ
chance. It's a
3-3
3v3.
โดนตอนเข้า
And
ไซ
they're
ส์
here now. They're ready for this.
Sentinel
Forsaken in CT, joined by Device. Still a flash. The
ไอ้
dog.
เหี้ย
แล้วซัมติงเดินแรงจัด
Closing the gap.
Oi.
Oh, Forsaken just walks in, knocks down the door. The
เอา
plant's
ว่ะ
in though. John QT and
Ui.
Sassy. He's seen both of them. Something. He's closing the gap. They're closing in, but the swing back.
ถอย
Sassy,
ไม่เล่น
John
ด้วยกัน
QT.
ถอยไม่เล่นด้วยกัน
They won the fight.
โอ้โห
Something.
เหนื่อย
เออ
เชี่ย
ระบบเป็นไง
เฮ้ยจังหวะอย่างนี้มันยังคอมาเล่นด้วยกันอีกเหรอ
He's out of his chair.
ระบบเป็นไง
They are going
โอ้
OT.
มันถอยมาเล่นด้วยกันแล้วยืนล่างบ
What
น
a way
อ่ะ
to kick this best of 5 off, Lauren. Like I said, PaperX in the 11th hour. A couple of beautifully constructed rounds.
Never down, never out. There is something about this side, PaperX. Because Sen looked teed up. They started to get that run building. They started to get that
ไป
read.
ยิ้มดิยิ้มดิได้
They
วิน
were
อ่ะ
in this. It was
จะต
looking
บ
like
มือ
Sen
ยัง
were
หน้า
going to tip that
เต็ม
scale.
อยู่เลย
That start was excellent. And then the flank
ต้อง
from
ห้า
something.
ต้องเหลือ5 ตัวแล้วมันจะยิ้ม
We're in OT. Of course we are. Map 1, by the way. Just a reminder, if you're just tuning in, where have you been? But now I don't know where this goes. This is completely just, you know, OT is its own creature itself.
Sure, Zekken knocking on the door of 30 now.
Oh, he's had a
Having a
belting start.
beautiful map. Yeah,
Sen hayยังไม่
something
ถูกใจ
really bubbling up.
ต้องทำยังไงถึง
The
จะถูก
last
ใจ
few
เลย
rounds. Sentinels back on the defense now.
Hey, but Tens has been no slouch either. Keep in mind, he's been getting a little warmer throughout this game. And
Đi
the
lấy
early
quả kia
glance
à?
towards that C site has drawn a massive response.
Celsius back in.
Remember the fakes,
Good call,
Mike?
yeah. A trademark position here. Apex with 3 outside B. Going to try and explore with the spy cam. So he can just leapfrogging. They get that trip down outside B. It was a late round piece. It's something here to try and destroy some of this utility and pull the rotation of Sen once again.
โอ้ยโอ้ยโอ้ยโอ้ย
Almost
โอ้โห
punished here. Zelsis. Little bit of damage, but no
ไม่เจ็บเท่าไหร่
confirmation of
ไม่เจ็บ
anybody
เท่าไหร่
else here. And Sentinel still with 2
อุ้ย
players over this side. It's only
down.
drawn John QT.
Yeah, there's still 2. Tens being one of them. Zekken here, the heavy hitters. The big 2. The 1-2 punch to Sentinels.
อะไร
And
อ่ะ
there they go, lining up the kill feed. You just don't want to face him right
โอ้โห
now.
โคตรเวอร์
Monstrous hold from Sen.
เวอร์จัด
Was that the 4th or
that
5th
fucking-
flawless we've seen so far? And they're in rounds where PaperX absolutely run it down at Sentinels. They withstand these sort of executions time and time again. This kill is just outrageous from Tens.
เป็นเล็กมันพยายามเอาซัมติงมา ทำเกมคนเดียวตลอดนะแต่เมื่อกี้แบบ
I mean, again, I
Something
guess the
they
MO
feel
there
now,
from
blue
Sentinels is
smoke.
just stop rotating because we saw it
Yeah.
really punish them a few times
Right.
on the regulation half, but
ถ้าได้ก็ดีเลย
No
เมื่อ
4-1
กี้ถ้าไม่
stack
ได้
here
ก็เรีย
this
บร้อย
time
เลย
either. So another adjustment from PaperX. We saw them struggle on this side a little more. What do they do with it now? Sen taking an air of caution. Rightly so. It's PaperX on the other side. And that 3-play stack is walking. John QT. Are you ready for what's around that corner? Deep flash. Notes him, but doesn't know where. That's going to call back all eyes. It's a fight in spawn once again. The round that nearly kept PaperX alive. Tens go on to fight 1 second on the follow-up again. The headliners unable to stop succeeding. And now you look towards where they lean. Where do Sentinels take this?
just play mind freaking. You've got the paranoia to work with. Still 2 trips.
จะวินอย่างนี้
Forsaken alive and kicking
Yeah,
off
of
these
course
sides.
done.
The benefit of this utility is still here.
ด้านมา
Much
วิน
good
อย่าง
route
นี้
there actually from Zekken.
The TP is
เอาละ
obscene.
ครับ
He let fall.
โอ้โห
Zekken!
ไม่
Do
ตี
not let Zekken
โอ้จุด
fall.
เปลี่ยนเลยว่ะเอ้ย
Gotta know better. The
มันดันมาไม่ได้เลยพี่
monster. And now it's justified to face the
ยากเลย
music. Map 1.
เฮียวินกดดันเปเปอร์เล็กแม่งดันวัดใจยับว่ะ
Sentinels looking large and in charge in OT. The time singing their song. How much can he do here? Sasi, Zekken, John QT, Zelsis
อ้าว
waiting for that pixel to show that player to swing. And it looks like Zelsis will be the first to spot it. The follow-up not going to happen. Zekken wraps this map up in a bow.